Notice is hereby given of the regular meeting of the Board of Education of the Town of Westfield in the County of Union, New Jersey at 7 p.m. on the evening of Tuesday, May 5th at Jefferson Elementary School. This feels a little loud. 1200 Boulevard, Westfield, New Jersey. The purpose of this meeting is to transact the regular business of the board and to transact any other business to come properly before the board. This is to advise the general public and to instruct that it be recorded in the minutes that in compliance with Chapter 231 of the Public Laws of 1975, entitled the Open Public Meetings Act, the Westfield School Board on Friday, May 1st, 2015, caused to be posted at the office of the Board of Education located at 302 Elm Street, Westfield, New Jersey, and delivered to the Westfield Leader, the Star Ledger, the Westfield Library, Town Clerk of Westfield, Alternative Press, and Patch.com, a meeting notice setting forth the time, date, and location of this meeting. Dana, can we have a roll call?
Richard Tessa. Lucy Biegler. Mark Friedman.
Here.
Brendan Galligan.
Here.
Chris Langhardt.
Here.
Ginny Leitz.
Here.
Gretchen Olin.
Here.
Peggy Oster.
Here.
Mitch Slater.
Here.
Mark, will you lead us in the
Yes.
flag salute?
Please join me.
We are going to open the board meeting tonight with the very first announcement, and I will allow Dr. Dolan to start us off with that.
Thank you. Today we celebrate National Teacher Appreciation Day, and we salute the 600 teaching professionals who work in the Westfield Public Schools. They work each day to guide our students to become critical thinkers and good students and good citizens. National Teacher Day is a good time to learn about the contributions educators make to our community each and every day. So I think it is fitting that tonight, at tonight's Board of Education meeting, we will learn more about the 2015 recipient of the Westfield Rotary Club's Phil Hauer Fellowship, the Jefferson 5th grade teacher, Mr. Kareem Thompson. I congratulate Mr. Thompson on receiving this significant honor, which has been bestowed on him by the Westfield Rotary. And I do notice we have at least one member of the Rotary near the back of the room tonight. This award was chosen based on numerous glowing letters of nomination that have been written by parents, teachers, and students. I want to thank also tonight Jefferson School for your warm welcome. And now I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce Jefferson School's principal, Mrs. Munoz.
Thank you, Dr. Dolan. Thank you, board members, students behind me and in the audience, parents, and some very special guests we have this evening. Tonight we honor you, Kareem, on your well-deserved Phil Hauer Award. So to start the festivities, I would like to introduce three of our teachers, and I want to mention that we have a lot of our teachers who observed a National Teachers Day today, and they're sitting in the audience. So let's give them a hand of applause. But now I'm going to bring up Mrs. Anna Carissimo, Mrs. Tanya Bazink, and Mrs. Trish Merlot.
The three of us, Mrs. Carissimo, Mrs. Merlot, and myself, have worked with Mr. Thompson for decades and decades, all of us together. So we have to say it was more than a pleasure to work with his class and putting together some really thoughtful ideas from his students this year. With the help of his dedicated paraprofessional, Mrs. Stacy Schwartz, and our art teacher, Mrs. Tracy Ciotti, we kind of worked all together. to put some wise sayings. Mr. Thompson, apparently, he has many sayings, however, one that stands out, if I were a wise fifth grader. And we have many wise thoughts from many wise fifth graders standing here before you. So, without further ado, this is their A to Z list pertaining especially to their favorite teacher, Mr. Thompson. Be a little bit more this way, though. Everybody could fit.
An awesome, amazing coach.
Brilliant in all subjects.
Contagious, positive attitude.
Dedicated to his students' success.
Eagles all the way.
Funny, a day can't go by without him telling a joke. Great teacher in so many ways. Honest about everything.
Inspires us to do our very best.
Jefferson is his home away from home. Kindest teacher in the world.
Legendary. Enough said.
Makes memories that will last a lifetime. Nearby to help whenever he is needed.
Open-minded to new ideas. Philly boy at heart. Quotes, he has too many to share. Radiates joy throughout the school community.
Super cool and he knows it. It's Thompson Titans rule.
Understands how to help each one of us. Very knowledgeable in every subject.
Westfield is lucky to have you. Extra special in many ways. You can do the impossible with him as your guide. Zillions more reason why we love you, Mr. Thompson.
Thank you, boys and girls. I don't know if there's anything I can say and sum it up as well as you did, but I'm going to try to say a few words myself. When I enter your classroom, Kareem, I'm immediately swept into your lesson. Your enthusiasm and your energy demand that I think critically about the enduring understandings of life. A teacher who puts learning under the microscope makes a difference in each child's life and the future of all of us. What stood out to me on the Phil Howard Committee were the compelling letters from students, parents, and colleagues, past and present. There were many worthy candidates, but your Jefferson School community really took the time to write enduring letters. I've taken the liberty to take a few quotes from those letters, and I want to share them with everyone. Mr. Thompson is a life-changing teacher. He is a motivator, and we began looking at books in a way we were never taught before. We were taught to seek deeper meaning in those books. He takes novels and he expects us to feel what the characters are feeling. In the end, we should always get something out of it that changes us and makes us better people. He is a mentor. He is a teacher. Every student in his class feels important. He never gets tired. maybe today. I can confidently say that I learned more about myself as a person and a student in that classroom than I have anywhere in my life. And this is coming from a high school student. Although I don't exactly remember everything he taught that year, I know that everything I'm learning right now came from the stepping stones in Mr. Thompson's class. Mr. Thompson taught me to question things. One letter from a parent sums up so well the attributes of Mr. Thompson, and please permit me to read part of this letter in its entirety. Mr. Thompson's goal for his students are what makes him a game changer. To be educated by Mr. Thompson is to be changed forever and for the better. Mr. Thompson's teaching philosophy and his main goal for his students is to develop each student's ability to think for themselves, to access information being presented, comprehend the factual, discern the subjective, and make decisions and inferences from what is known. Independent thinkers whose voices are to be heard. That is what a Mr. Thompson student looks like. Mr. Thompson is a motivator, and he instills confidence in his students because he values those students as human beings, as competent individuals, as valuable contributors to his classroom, to Jefferson Elementary School, and to the community and society at large. I would like to now introduce the 2015 Phil Hauer Award winner, our own Mr. Kareem Thompson.
Good evening. I want to thank everyone in attendance tonight for being here, and much thanks for the heartfelt words said on my behalf. I am greatly honored and humbled to receive the Charles Phil Hauer Fellowship Award. I'd like to extend my sincerest gratitude to the Westfield Rotary, the nominating committee, Dr. Dolan, Jeanette Munoz, the Westfield Board of Education, and the Jefferson community as a whole for bestowing upon me this prestigious recognition. In so much as I am here today, my teaching stands in the shadow of innumerable individuals without whom any achievements on my behalf would never have come to fruition. Without them, I would never have pondered the possibilities of stretching the minds of the youth and teaching life lessons that have far-reaching impact. Throughout my career, I've been surrounded by master teachers, and I simply had to sip from their cup of knowledge to advance and elevate my level of discourse and pedagogy. Not many of us have a chance to see greatness up close, and I revel in the fact that I've had that rare opportunity daily. To my colleagues, I sincerely thank you for that. Magic truly emanates from your classrooms. You will never know the impact that you've had on me, but I will accept this honor on your behalf, for you have cultivated something in me that without you wouldn't have ever come to light. Everyone knows the importance of the principal and how they are instrumental in allowing the good teacher to indeed become great. Jeanette Munoz has been this person in my life for the greater part of my career. I thank you for your patient guidance. I am honored to be a representative of this noble profession, and you have given me the chance to live my passion. To my students, I can only hope that I've had the same genuine impact on you that you have had on me. I thank you for years filled with much bewilderment and wonder. We enjoyed it all. In your hands and not mine is the momentous issue of your future. It is a difficult role, and so much greater will be the honor if you perform it well. The struggle of today is not altogether for today. It is for a vast future also. Proceed with discipline, and always keep in mind the flexibility to adapt to new changes with hope is your strongest ally. Build a new future without forgetting the past. Lincoln once said, "Though I now sink out of view and shall be forgotten, I believe that I've made some marks which will tell long after I am gone. I hope I've made my mark with you. You see, we get one opportunity in life, one chance at life to do whatever we are going to do and lay our foundation and make whatever mark we are going to make. Whatever legacy you're going to leave that legacy. When you are passionate about something and try hard enough, you can accomplish almost anything. Thank you, students, for reminding me that learning is about wonder as well as understanding. Thank you for reminding me to be a student at heart and not to forget the joy of discovery. Thank you for allowing me to be me. It mattered. From day one, Jefferson family, you treated me with the utmost respect and kindness. It is because of you and your undying support that I stand here today. Words cannot express the level of gratitude I have towards you, and I thank you wholeheartedly for being a positive force in all of our classrooms. To my family, who has shown me the truest measures of courage and determination, who has always been my rock, who believed in me when my belief in who I am and who I would be wavered, your love didn't. You've been all things to me. You've been a friend, counselor, mentor, guide, and educator. You've shown me by example the way to lead my life. And as I continue to tread the road of my future, it is in your symbolic shadow that I stand today. If in my work I somehow made people's lives a little better, even if only for a fleeting moment, then I feel like it has all been a success. Teaching is an intense endeavor, and its product often intangible. There are tangible measures, though, which I have come to comprehend. A wise man once said, "A life is not important except in the impact it has on other lives." I can only pray that I can have a semblance of an impact on my future students, as my former and current students have had on me. Thank you.
I'd like to take one more minute and read to my fellow Jefferson family member a resolution by the Board of Education of Westfield, New Jersey to Kareem Thompson, the Rotary Club of Westfield 2015 Phil Howard Fellow. Whereas Charles Phil Howard distinguished himself as an outstanding educator during 30 years of service as Westfield Superintendent of Schools from 1917 to 1949, helping establish Westfield as a premier school district in the state of New Jersey. And whereas the Rotary Club of Westfield has established a fellowship in memory of Charles Phil Howard, co-founder and past president of the Rotary Club. And whereas this memorial is a fitting tribute to the importance of teaching in the elementary grades and the nobility of the teaching profession. And whereas Kareem Thompson, a fifth grade teacher at Jefferson Elementary School, who has been serving Westfield elementary students since 1999, has been awarded the 23rd Annual Phil Howard Fellowship for outstanding teaching, interest in children, and continued pursuit of professional growth. And whereas Kareem Thompson is commended for motivating his students, for the high standards he establishes for his class, for instilling confidence in his students, for making learning fun and relatable, and for enhancing his teaching techniques. Now, therefore, be it resolved that this Board of Education publicly express appreciation to the Rotary Club for establishing this award, and that this Board of Education sincerely congratulate Kareem Thompson for being named the 2015 Charles Phil Howard Fellow, a significant honor and a notable accomplishment, and that this resolution be presented to Kareem Thompson on May 5th, 2015, and that a copy of this formal resolution becomes a part of the permanent records of this Board of Education. I think that we're going to suspend the meeting for 10 minutes or so. I know the Jefferson community has provided some food and drink in the back, and everybody could take a minute to congratulate Mr. Thompson personally, and then we'll continue with the business portion. Thank you. Okay, I think we're, as our athletes file in, we do have a couple of other announcements. Peggy, do you have any other announcements? Brendan? Okay, Mark? Sorry.
Okay, thank you. Congratulations to Westfield High School's varsity boys tennis team, who won its 11th consecutive Union County Championship last week and the 18th in 25 years that George Kapner has coached the team. This spring, Mr. Kapner was the recipient of the Del Barton Commitment to High School Tennis Award at the Bryant Bennett Tournament. Congratulations.
Chris, Mitch, do you have an announcement?
No.
Ginny?
Yes. The public is invited to attend the 31st Annual Westfield Public School District Department of Visual and Performing Arts Show, which will be held in the Westfield High School Varsity Gymnasium from May 12th to the 14th. A sampling of hundreds of artwork created by students representing all 10 public schools and grades, ranging from kindergarten through 12th grade, will be on display at the annual show. On Tuesday, May 12th and Wednesday, May 13th, the artwork can be viewed from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. and in the evening from 7:30 to 9 p.m. Visitors are also welcome on Thursday, May 14th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Don't miss this wonderful annual event.
Thank you. The next Board of Education meeting will be held Tuesday, May 19th at 302 Elm Street. Visual and fine arts achievements by our students will be recognized by the board. And speaking of student recognition, take it to the podium.
Taking it to the street.
Tonight we are honoring Westfield High School athletes who have achieved state sectional championships in their sports. First, I'd like to congratulate the Westfield High School cross-country team for its many distinctions this season. And we'd like to take a moment to recognize the efforts of all 88 team members. With us this evening are the captains and the members of the team who achieved recognitions in the county and state. And I'd like to ask those of you that are here, if you could just come and join us up at the podium, that would be great. Our boys cross-country team completed its 10th consecutive undefeated dual meet season, extending its winning streak to 66, dating back to September 2004. This championship season consisted of a Watchung Division Conference Championship, a runner-up finish in the Union County Championship, and a North 2 Group 4 Sectional Championship. The team finished 6th place in the Group 4 State Championship. Individually, Matt Russo, Andrew Harding-Smith, and Will Chandler finished 2, 6, and 7 at the Union County Championship, earning them first team all-county honors. Matt Russo was the Watchung Division Conference Champion, runner-up at the Union County Championship, and state sectional champion. His 11th place finish at the Group 4 State Championship earned him an individual berth to the State Meet of Champions. His 17th place in a time of 16:13 makes him the 7th fastest Blue Devil all time on the historic course at Homedale Park. And now I have the pleasure of recognizing these student athletes in person. I don't have the list, so. One of our captains, Will Chandler. Another captain, Brian Jackler. The third captain, Matthew Russo. Gabe Givelber, not here, right? Okay. Ryan Siegel. Andrew Harding-Smith. Alex Campbell. And one more captain, Griffin Mooney. Not here. Do you want them? That's good? We're good on pictures? Okay, thanks, guys. You can take it. Oh. I should have probably kept you guys up here, but congratulations also to Coach Chris Tofelski and Assistant Coach Paul Irwin. Chris, I don't know if you're here and you'd like to say a few words. Do you want to say a few words? Up to you.
All right, thanks very much. Hello, everybody. Thank you for taking the time to recognize these boys. And as was said earlier, we have 88 boys on our cross-country team. So, these guys are the face of the program, and they represent the team at the championship level. But really, I mean, we've got 6 guys here tonight. That means you got 82 other guys who work equally as hard. Some of them are guys who are new to the sport, come to us as juniors and seniors. Some of them are just freshmen who are just figuring things out now. And we have a culture in place on our team that comes long before I was ever a coach there, and basically that comes down to our 4-team rules. The 4-team rules that we have on our cross-country team, first and foremost, is to be a good citizen, attend every day's practice, give your best effort, and make a contribution to the team. And we're one of the few sports that doesn't make any cuts because we believe that every single person who abides by those rules can make a contribution to our team. So we're very proud of these 7 boys who competed for us at the state level, but we're equally proud of the 88 boys that we added up one year, and the team amassed over 60,000 miles in one season from June to November. So it's a tremendous body of work, and so we're tremendously proud of all of them. So thanks very much.
Now I'd like to ask the girls varsity gymnastics team to join us at the podium, please. For this 2014 season, 18 gymnasts competed, spanning all 4 grades. The team maintained an 8-0 record, captured the Union County title for the 9th year in a row, and the sectional title for the 2nd year in a row. 6 of the girls made first team all-county: Jenna Rizcala, Hannah Goldring, Meg Melillo, Hannah Prieto, May Devon, and Lexi Holzer. We have the pleasure of congratulating them and the entire team. So I'll start with the captains. Jenna Rizcala. I'm being told that maybe once you get your certificate, if you could kind of go around that way, and we'll try and get a team where I'm not blocking you. A team picture. There we go. Thank you. Hannah Goldring, another captain. Captain May Devon. Not here. Julie Dwyer. Zoe's not here. Those were our seniors. For our juniors, Carly Fasano. Megan Troutman. Megan Melillo. Jessica Keenan. Lexi Holzer. Our sophomores, Emily Kelly, Hannah Prieto, and last but not least, our freshmen, Sydney Keenan, Sarah Fox, Kate Gonzalez, Nicole Dispenza, Molly Greenberg, and Alexis Fasano. We'd would like to also congratulate their coaches, Melissa Greenwald and Lori McCormick, for a highly successful season. And coaches, if you're here and you'd like to add anything, we'd love to hear from you. No obligation.
It's actually Amanda Diaz and Lori McCormick. We want to just second everything that was just said. These girls have done a tremendous job this year. Not only having two new coaches, they were not only supportive of one another, but also as us. And that's why we've seen this team and these girls have been so successful. Gymnastics is really a sport that pushes you, not only your body, but also your mind to the limit. And these girls have had a fantastic season. They're a reason that their record was 8-0 and that we've won counties for a 9th year in a row and sectionals for the 2nd year in a row. And we, expect and will continue to see great things to come from them. So thank you very much for everything. And, great job, girls. You deserve this.
Okay, if all the photo ops are good, thank you. And now for the boys varsity swim team. So there's a lot of you, but we'll squeeze you in. Come on up, please. So the boys swim team won the County and North 2 sectional championship, advancing all the way to the state final. This team will be considered the greatest in the history of the program based on power points. They power pointed 5,118 in a dual meet, which is the highest ever by a Westfield boys team. This is also the highest ever in New Jersey public school history and shows the depth of talent from top to bottom. Over the course of the season, there were numerous top 15 list additions, and a county and school record were broken. The boys team continued the tradition of representing Westfield in a manner in which the town should be proud. And now, as I call out the name of each of our varsity swimmers, please accept a certificate of appreciation from the Westfield Board of Education. We will start with our seniors and captains. John Lindrus. Captain Kevin Klaus. Captain Jack Rose. Nicholas Canone. Jameson Marr. Sean Moore. Ryan Daniel. Lucas Fan. Jack Fico. Sean Gallagher. Austin Krauser. Jesse Liu. Ben Meltzer. And Evan Moore. I think those were our seniors and our juniors. Now for our sophomores, Joseph Chen, Aiden Collins, Christopher Horner, Nicholas Youssef, and finally the freshmen on our team, Matthew Barmakian, Eric Biebel, Ryan Biebel, Jack Cifelli, Colin Daniel, Theodore Diamantopoulos, Alex Kingsley, Jonathan Stiles, and Stephen Warren. And I would be remiss if I did not also congratulate your coach, Jeffrey Knight. Jeff, would you like to come to the podium and say a few words?
I'd also like to recognize junior Michael Mises, who snuck in a little late, so he didn't get his name called, but he deserves recognition as well. The 2014-2015 boys swim team made history. They were once again crowned champions of Union County and the North 2 section, but it was the team PowerPoint total 5,118, which truly distinguishes them from any other public school team in the history of New Jersey. They were the first to break the 5,000 mark, a testament to the talent this team had. Over the course of the season, we also had a variety of individual accomplishments. The relay of Kevin Klaus, Stephen Hush, John Lindros, and Ryan Daniel broke both the school and county record, a record for the school which was 23 years old. That was in the medley relay. John Lindros was recognized as second team All-State by placing second in the 200 free at the Meet of Champions. Also garnering recognition at the Meet of Champions were Aiden Collins and Stephen Warren for top 16 finishes in individual events. This team once again represented the best Westfield, the best of Westfield through their work ethic, sportsmanship, and attitude. And I want to thank you, the board, and the people of Westfield for recognizing our efforts and accomplishments tonight. Thank you very much.
I'd just finally like to thank all of our student athletes and our coaches for your dedication, hard work, and incredible success, and a final round of applause for all their hard efforts. And certainly, yeah, you should not feel obligated to stick around if you would like to go.
It's going to get good.
Way to clear a room there, Gretchen.
Snow day tomorrow.
I don't have to say it twice.
All right, so as we continue with our agenda, I'd like to recognize anyone from the public for agenda items only. Seeing no one come forth, we will move to personnel. Mark?
Yes, I'd like the board to consider personnel items 1 through 19. Second. Mitch, thank you.
Getting in before you.
Comments or questions? Dana, please. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
That's it, Gretchen?
That's it? Okay, moving on to facilities. Rich isn't here tonight, and he did not inform me of any report, so. Long-range planning, Ginny?
No report.
No report. Policies, Lucy's not here tonight, so I would just ask the board to consider policy item number 1, to reverse the superintendent's decision on HIB incident 15 WA02 for the reasons set forth therein. Can I have a second, please? Ginny? Dana?
Yes.
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 Curriculum, I'd like to ask the board to approve the district field trips which were listed attached to the agenda attachment 2. May I have a second? Mitch, thank you. Does anybody have any questions? Okay. Dana?
Yes.
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 Finance, Mark?
I'd like the board to consider finance items, 1 through 3. Second, Ginny, thank you. Any questions? Dana, please. Yes.
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 Legislation, Brendan?
Meeting tomorrow to address, or to look at different ways to address the school funding formula from the state. Report will follow.
Fantastic. Mitch, anything from technology?
No. Nothing tonight.
I'd like to ask the board to note the notes for the record. Is there any unfinished business? New business? Any liaison reports this evening?
I have two liaison reports. First, I'd like to report on the PTC General Membership Meeting, which was held on Thursday, April 23rd, and those meetings are open to all. I just want to let you know that the PTC invited 3 members of the police staff to discuss with them both items concerning laws that affect our children, to discuss alcohol, drug, and so forth laws, and how the police handles those situations. And also, they took comments that the PTC had put together in reference to some crossing guard issues, traffic, and so forth. It was a very positive meeting. I think the members were all very happy that the police were there, offered their support, and listened to their comments. The next, there'll be one more PTC General Membership meeting in May, and then they'll be finished for this calendar year. I also attended the Garden State Coalition meeting this past Wednesday, and some of the items that they discussed, well, first, that the Garden State Coalition will hold its annual meeting on May 27th. Some of the issues that were addressed at the meeting, they discussed the pension and health benefits reform. The Garden State Coalition believes that the teacher's pension and annuity fund must be administered by the state. It should be fully funded, were some of the points that they are bringing forth to Trenton. The Garden State Coalition, also one of the issues that they also brought forth was they're not opposed to looking into lowering some of the state costs. One of the things that they brought forth was the change in the schedule of state payments, possibly from 7 years to 10 years. So they are looking, and they are in favor of, working with them to lower the yearly cost. They are fully opposed to shifting the pension liabilities from the state to the local municipalities. So all of these issues are being brought forth by the Garden State Coalition and being brought down to Trenton in response to Governor Crispy's proposal to make changes to the pension system for New Jersey. They also gave a special education task force report. It's in the final draft stages, and an official release will be made in a couple of weeks. And there was a short discussion on the park testing. Some of the things that were discussed, the districts that were there spoke of their opt-out numbers. It was very, very varied, and I was very surprised to see some districts said they had 45% of their students who opted out of park, and some were very low. They discussed holding back funding because of the number of students that opted out of the test. They feel that there'll be a very small chance of that. And it was also discussed to keep the 10% for teacher evaluation stable for, I think it's up to 3 years until all of the details are set. And the Garden State Coalition is a lobbying group who supports, Dr. Dolan would know, X number of districts in Trenton on the issues that affect all of our school systems. So the pension liability is a very big one for them, special education also, and the park testing, and getting all the ideas from the districts who are members of the Garden State Coalition to report back to Trenton out as to how it affects those districts that meet at this meeting. So,
Thanks, Peggy. Any other liaison reports? I'd recognize the public for any questions or comments. Seeing none, I'd ask the board to approve the following resolution. Resolved that the Board of Education move into private session for the purpose of discussing matters rendered confidential by state and federal law, personnel, pending or anticipated litigation, and pending or anticipated contract negotiations. And be it further resolved that any discussion held by the board, which need not remain confidential, and the results of the discussion will be made public as soon as practicable, Can I have a second? Ginny, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? We are adjourned.
No.